Chapter 68 to 73. Right now Vegeta and I are sitting down outside while watching Trunks, Goten, and Mia fight each other. Although it's supposed to be a three-way fight, my awesome daughter is just too strong, so Trunks and Goten had to team up to be able to fight her equally, and that's after they transformed into an SSJ. Sage dash, ha, I told you Vegeta, it wouldn't matter whether they transformed or not, they still can't defeat my daughter. Vegeta dash, tch, at least Trunks is a Super Saiyan, what about your daughter, or better yet what about you? Sage dash, I can still defeat you without it, so why would I need it? While Vegeta and I were having our little argument, an explosion happened in front of us, bringing our attention back to the children. Clearing the smoke with my ki, we find that all three of them are out of breath and they have minor injuries. Deciding that's enough training for now, I get up and make my way over to them. Sage dash, alright, you guys have been training for almost an hour already, and more intense than usual, is there a reason for that? Trunks dash, yeah, the 25th World Martial Arts Tournament is going to happen in a few days, and the prize is a huge amount of money. Goten dash, and if we want to win, we have to defeat Mia. Surprised that the 25th World Martial Arts Tournament was occurring soon, I looked over to Mia and asked her about it. Sage dash, are you participating in the tournament, Mia? Mia dash, yes dad, I thought it would be fun, or I might find something interesting. Sage dash, well then, just make sure not to get too hurt, otherwise your mothers will get angry at us. Seeing them nod at me and then get back to fighting each other, I walk back over to Vegeta before sitting down and reminiscing about the 6 years that flew by. Sage, to think it's been almost 7 years since Mia has been born, time seemed to have passed right by me, without me even noticing. Over the past 6 years, not much happened that I would call important. 4 years ago Bojack and his foolish gang came to Earth. I believe it was later than they originally were supposed to arrive, but I never watched that movie so I wouldn't know. Now that I think about how did they even break out of their seal? Anyways, they seemed normal, with no signs of M's on their body, so they were easily taken care of. I mean Vegeta alone was enough and he didn't even transform into an SSJ2 to defeat them. After that nothing happened. I continued training with Vegeta and Piccolo every now and then, and Nala was still learning some of the magic she has taken from the Galactic Patrolman. Oh, we did move back into our spaceship, which is our actual home. We were just staying with Bulma for a while in case something happened with Mia, as then we were right there in case she needed help. But after a few more months we decided to move back home. Tien's dojo has become a very popular dojo in the martial arts industry, and now there are several thousand students in his dojo and they are still going up. Yamcha has made it pro in baseball and won a couple of World Cups for his team. Krillin and 18 got into a relationship and gave birth to a daughter named Marin. She's 4 years old. Gohan, he should be in high school. I actually haven't seen him since the battle 7 years ago. I mean, I was going to visit him, but I got sidetracked with taking care of Mia and spending time with her. I was going to visit him eventually, but I slowly forget about it. Sage, well, not that I think about it, I have nothing to do right now, so might as well go and visit him. Sage dash, if anyone asks I'm going outside. Saying my piece to Vegeta, I shoot off into the sky and start flying in the direction of Gohan's ki, which has sadly gotten weaker over the course of 7 years with no training. 15 minutes later, I arrive at an open plain and spot Gohan, who seems to be training with a woman as well. Gohan probably sensed my ki as he looked in my direction and waved at me. The women looked in my direction as well, before getting shocked. Landing right in front of those two, I hear the women start blabbering about me flying. Videl dash, what? You're not the only one who can do that stuff, Gohan. How many other people can fly and make explosions as well? Gohan dash, calm down Videl, calm down. When Gohan called her name, I finally remembered who she was. Sage, I completely forgot about her, but then again she wasn't strong or useful in my memories, so I guess I would forget about her existence. After Gohan finally managed to calm her down, he looked back at me and asked about me, of course not without Videl peeking behind him and staring at me. Gohan dash, it's been a long time Sage, it's good to see you. So what brings you to visit me? Sage dash, I was bored, and looking at you, I'm surprised that you actually started training again. After you beat Cell you turned pathetic. Hearing me talk about him, caused Gohan to laugh awkwardly and he was about to answer back, but Videl replied first. Videl dash, what do you mean beat Cell? My father was the one to beat Cell, there is even a video of the battle. Sage dash, so you're that clown's daughter, to think your father goes around and flaunts that he defeated Cell when he couldn't even touch him. Videl dash, you. Gohan dash, alright, can you two not fight right when you meet each other? Sage dash, whatever, I didn't come here to make fun of her anyway, I came to fight you, so get ready, Gohan. After I said that, I started releasing some of my ki, which pushed Videl back tens of meters away until she finally regained her balance and hid behind a small hill nearby. Looking at Gohan, who seems confused about the situation, I decided to explain it to him. Sage dash, you see Gohan, I've been quite annoyed with how you stopped training after you beat Cell. With your potential you could have surpassed Vegeta and Kakarot. But you decide to abandon fighting to pursue something useless like school, and for what a bunch of weak and pathetic humans, it honestly disappoints me that you have Saiyan blood flowing through your veins. So allow me to beat you up until you finally start acting like a Saiyan again. Gohan dash, wait Sage, at least I'll dash. I didn't let him finish his sentence as I flashed in front of him and punched him in the gut, causing him to cough out saliva, and grunt in pain before I kicked him away. Sage dash, TSK, I know you're weaker than me but come on, that wasn't even warm-up worthy of strength. In the distance, Gohan finally gets out from the crater and puts his hand up to stop Videl from helping him. Gohan dash, don't come Videl, stay there. This is out of your league. After saying that, Gohan stands up straight and immediately transforms into a Super Saiyan 2 and charges at me with a punch. Smirking, I bring my arm up to block his punch and retaliate with my own punch straight to his face, which he dodges. Gohan then backs away from me and gets into the same stance as Kakarot. Powering up, I stop only when my ki's strength is similar to when he fought Cell, and didn't even bother getting into a stance as I charged straight at him. The moment our fight started, Gohan was already on the losing end. He wasn't as strong as me, nor was he as fast either, and he damn well didn't have more experience in fighting than me. Now that I think about it, the only one who I believe has the same amount of fighting experience as me would be Vegeta, then I think Piccolo would be next. And that's mainly because I believe he has the fighting experience his father had, and his father definitely lived far longer than me or Vegeta. Paying attention to Gohan again, I can tell he is having a very hard time trying to either block or dodge my attacks, and in doing so he barely has enough time to attack me. Grabbing his fist that was aiming for my head, I pull him closer, which caught him off guard. I headbutt him so hard he starts bleeding. Kneeing him in the stomach, I let go of his fist and launch a galactic burst at him. Once my attack got close to him, it quickly expanded before exploding right in front of him and flinging him to the ground at supersonic speeds. Hovering in the air, I watch as Gohan climbs out of the hole in the ground his body made. Once he fully emerges, the clothes on his upper body have been destroyed. He is currently injured and bleeding with his body covered in bruises, and although it looks quite bad, I made sure to hold back on the attack, otherwise he would be in even worse shape. Sage dash, come on Gohan, I'm sure you wouldn't want to lose in front of your little girlfriend now, would you? Although it didn't look like my words had made a difference, I could see his fighting spirit that wasn't there before appearing in his eyes. Gohan finally seemed to take this fight somewhat seriously, as he started powering up to his max, before charging at me. Sage dash, hahaha, this is what I'm talking about. This is the Gohan I remember, not that weak and pathetic one from before. Laughing, I charged straight at him as well, hoping he learns something during our fight as well. Underscore underscore underscore. Underscore underscore underscore. Right now I'm standing above Gohan's unconscious body, that's riddled with injuries, bruises, and blood. Reaching down to pick him up, when I suddenly sensed Videl run up from behind me and hit me on the head, although I barely even felt it. Turning around, I spot a teary-eyed Videl, who continues attacking me, while yelling at me. Videl dash, you bastard, let Gohan go. Sage dash, and if I don't let him go, what are you gonna do about it? Videl dash, I'll defeat you then. Sage dash, you, a human, expects to defeat me even when Gohan couldn't? Videl dash, I don't care, I'll keep fighting you even if I die. Smiling at her claim of fighting me even at the cost of her life, I was about to scare her by releasing some of my ki, when Gohan woke up and was speaking stutteringly to Videl. Gohan dash, st stop Videl, be back away, let me deal with it. Hearing Gohan's voice, I turned around to look at him while Videl ran past me to check on his injuries, and help him stand up. Watching this, I reached into my pocket, grabbed a senzu bean and threw it to Videl. Sage dash, feed this to Gohan, it'll heal him up. Catching the senzu bean, she looked at me with obvious anger and hate. She looked like she was about to yell at me again, but Gohan intervened. Gohan dash, feed it to me, he's telling the truth. She looked back down at Gohan with reluctance, but she did eventually feed it to him. After he ate the senzu bean, it only took 5 seconds for him to fully heal and be able to stand back up. Seeing Gohan perfectly fine, Videl jumped on him with evident joy. While it looked like Gohan wanted to reciprocate the emotion she felt, he looked back at me and questioned me. Gohan dash, why, what was the point of this? Sage dash, I already told you why, didn't I? Gohan dash, I've known you for several years, Sage, and I'm quite sure you wouldn't do something like this, especially to someone who you considered a comrade. So can you tell me why you did all this? After he said that, Videl finally let go of Gohan and stood right next to him while looking at me with some anger still in his eyes. Looking back at Gohan, I can tell he will continue bothering me about this unless he gets an answer. Sighing, I decided to tell him the truth. Sage-TCH, the reason why I fought you was to show you how weak you've become and to motivate you to train again. Did you know throughout that whole fight I limited my strength to the same as when you fought Cell, yet you could barely fight me? Gohan dash, it's true I've gotten weaker than before, but if you wanted to motivate me to train again, why did you just come now and not a few years earlier? Sage dash, that's because I forget about it, but that doesn't matter right now. What matter is that something is going to happen in a few days, something terrible, and I know we will have to stop whatever it is, so I need all the help I can get. Hearing me say something so dangerous is going to happen that even I decided to gather help, seemed to be a wake-up call for him. Gohan dash, it's not like you to ask for help, but what type of danger is it that could even get you to do something out of the ordinary? Sage-TCH, the only reason I even bothered asking for help was that I have a child to protect now. But I have no idea what the disaster is going to be. All I know is that my instincts have been giving me constant alarms since a few days ago, and as each day passes the alarms are getting stronger and stronger. So make sure to get ready, I have a feeling it will appear during the 25th World Martial Arts Tournament. It's been a few days since my little interaction with Gohan, and right now Nala, Mia, and I are walking to the reception area, to sign my and Mia's names into the martial arts tournament participants. After waiting in line for a couple of minutes, it's finally our turn. Employee dash, welcome to the 25th World Martial Arts Tournament, please sign your name right here and you will be given a number that represents you. Also, if the little one is participating, we have a section for non-adults. Nodding at the employee, I bend over and write my name down, and I'm given number 56 by the employee. Stepping aside, I let Mia write her name down. After writing her name down, she was handed number 23, now finished with gaining the right to participate. The employee informed us of the schedule. Employee dash, in 30 minutes the children's match will begin, and after that, the adults match will start after a 15-minute break. Good luck. Nala thanks the employee as Mia and I have already left to go walk to the rest area for the participants. While walking around, I'm constantly on guard against whatever will attack. When we make it to the rest area, I notice that they have the children and adult participants separated. As we are about to split up, I make sure to give my daughter words of encouragement, even knowing that no child can defeat her. Sage dash, alright Mia, this is where we split up. Make sure to give it your all and win the championship, okay? Mia dash, fine father, but why do I have to fight in the children's section? All I sense is a bunch of weak humans who probably couldn't even pick me up. It won't be any fun. Note, she is an ancient Saiyan, which means her body is incredibly dense. Sage dash, well, I'm not the one who made the rules, and besides, Nala would love to record your fight and keep it. Mia dash, fine. Watching Mia walk to the children's rest area safely, I make my to the adult rest area, ready to meet some old friends I haven't seen in several years. Underscore. Mia, this is a waste of time. What's the point of fighting a bunch of weak and pathetic humans? The strongest children I've fought have been only Goten and Trunks, and even then they have to fight as a Super Saiyan together against me. Walking to the entrance of the children's rest area, I open the door, and right when I do, all the focus is on me. Although the moment they find out I'm a girl, most of them lose interest, not like it mattered to me. Looking around, I spot Goten and Trunks sitting in the back talking to themselves. I was heading in their direction when a group of kids stepped in front of me. I didn't even bother stopping and continued walking through, pushing them aside. Mob dash, you bitch, don't walk past me. Right after he said that, he tried to grab my tail, but I moved it out the way and wrapped it around his hand. Then I smashed him into the other people before throwing that dude into a wall. Ignoring their groans of pain, I made it over to Goten and Trunks, joining their conversation. Goten dash, hey Mia, you finally made it. Trunks dash, yeah Mia, what took so long? Mia dash, we just arrived a few minutes ago, you're the one that's early. Trunks dash, whatever, so what number did you get? I got number 13. Goten dash, I got number 14. Mia dash, mine's number 23. As we continued talking about the tournament, Trunks asked something that was all on our minds. Trunks dash, since we're talking about the tournament, how about we participate in the adult tournament? Mia dash, but we're not adults. Trunks dash, don't worry, I have a plan. Saying that, Trunks reached behind him and pulled out a large thick coat. Putting the coat on, he started explaining the plan. Trunks dash, it's simple, since we're not adults, let's become adults. If we stand atop each other we will be tall enough to be counted as an adult, and if we wear the coat, no one will know we are inside. So you guys in? Although I don't know how good his plan is, as long as I get to fight against stronger opponents I'm in. Mia dash, I'm in, what about you Goten? Goten dash, I guess, but how are we going to hide our ki from everyone, Mia dash, I have a solution for that. Trunks dash, well then, let's hurry and sign up. Underscore underscore underscore. Underscore underscore underscore. Opening the door into the rest area, I'm greeted by a bunch of men and a few women here and there. Walking to where I sense the group's ki, and when I make it over the entire group is there, Vegeta, Kakarot, Piccolo, Yamcha, Tien, Krillin, Gohan, there is also Videl, and 18 are there as well. Smirking I make my way over to them while making sure to give them my signature greeting, which is just compressed air that is formed when I punch. Of course, I made sure that the attacks I sent are as powerful as each person there, except Videl. Watching them all suddenly block my attack with relative ease, put a smile on my face knowing that they still have power they're hiding, except Vegeta or Piccolo, I've trained with them enough to know their full strength. Sage dash, it seems you guys have made some improvements over the years, you guys better give me some fun when we fight. Vegeta dash, tch. Goku dash, hey Sage, it's been a while. Tien dash, yeah, it seems you haven't stopped training for a moment either. Piccolo dash. Yamcha dash, why does this have to be your way of greeting us? Krillin dash, I know right, he can't just say hi. Gohan dash, be careful Sage, there are other people here. 18 dash, tsk. Sage dash, I'm surprised you guys all decided to participate, and I'm especially surprised you're even here Kakarot. Vegeta dash, tsk, we are fighters, of course we would be here. Piccolo dash, what he said. Tien dash, I'm a dojo master, so this is a great opportunity to increase my dojo's reputation. Krillin dash, I'm a martial artist. Yamcha dash, I just heard everyone was coming so I decided to participate as well. 18 dash, I want the cash prize money. Sage dash, what about you Kakarot? Goku dash, well you see I haven't explained it yet but my situation is quite unique. I already knew he could only stay in the living world for a day, but from how he avoids my answer, it seems he hasn't told anyone yet. But before he could explain any further, I heard two voices that I haven't heard in over 3 decades. Zuxi dash, look at all these strong people that Kakarot knows. I'm definitely going to have fun. Onan dash, yeah, they're definitely strong, but shouldn't we see our son first? Turning around, I spot my mother and father, who look the exact same as they did 3 decades, shocked at seeing them here, I call out to them. Sage dash, mother, father. Walking around this so-called martial arts tournament that Kakarot invited us to on this planet called Earth along with Onan, I must say I'm disappointed. Zuxi dash, what's up with all these weaklings here? Kakarot told us that we would get to meet up with Sage and fight a lot of strong people, but I haven't seen either of them. Onan dash, calm down Zuxi, we have only been here for 30 minutes, have some patience, this is the reason why I've managed to match you in strength, you know. Zuxi dash, tch, I don't like meditating. Ignoring Onan, we continue walking around the place until we got shocked by the massive amount of ki that we sensed that just arrived, but the thing that shocked us wasn't the amount of ki, no, it was whose ki it belonged to. Zuxi dash, Sage. Onan dash, Sage. Once we realized it was Sage, we immediately rushed to where we sensed his ki, and a little bit later we arrived. Standing a little bit away from Sage, we listened to the conversation and only announce ourselves when Kakarot was about to expose us. Zuxi dash, look at all these strong people that Kakarot knows. I'm definitely going to have fun. Onan dash, yeah, they are definitely strong, but shouldn't we see our son first? Walking forward until we're right behind him, we watch as Sage turns around and gets shocked by our presence, before calling out to us. Sage dash, mother, father. Once Sage turned around I managed to finally get a good look at my little Sage, and I must say he has had some huge changes. He easily towers over me and Onan in height, causing both of us to tilt our heads up to look at him, and he is still covered in fur, I just hope it's still as soft as I remember. He has bulging muscles all over him, and it really makes him look intimidating, but everything else about him is the same my little Sage. Stepping forward I punch him in the stomach at full force, although Sage didn't bother defending, the moment my first touched his body, the pain my hand felt was fairly strong. Zuxi dash, you finally see your mother and you can't even give her a proper greeting, it seems you're not as feisty as before. Seeing Sage's eyes focus on me, he smirks before I suddenly feel intense pain in my stomach. Bending over, I start coughing while covering my stomach with my hand. But before I can even get myself back together, I feel Sage wrap his arms around me before hugging me quite tightly. Sage dash, it's good to see you, mother. Zuxi dash, asterisk cough asterisk, it's good to see you as well. Onan dash, so do you guys plan on including me in this reunion or not? Hearing Onan say that, Sage opens his arms and hugs both of us at the same time, making both Onan and I feel quite squished. Underscore underscore underscore. Underscore underscore underscore. Releasing my parents from my hug, I start questioning them about how they are in the living world. Sage dash, but how are you guys even allowed to be here? Weren't you guys in hell? Onan dash, you should ask Kakarot about that. When everyone heard him say that, all focus was placed on Kakarot, everyone wanting to know how they are here. Goku dash, so let me explain from the beginning. It was a year after I died, and while training with other people in the other world, King Kai informed me that Cell and 2 Saiyans were fighting and causing a lot of damage to the underworld. So he asked me and another strong fighter to go down there and stop the fighting, so after a while we did manage to stop it. But while down there I noticed that Zuxi and Onan were using that Ikari state you always use, so I asked them about it, and they told me that their child first learned it. So I told them about how you used it as well, but the moment I said your name, they got all excited, and since your parents weren't that evil anymore, I managed to convince Supreme Kai to send them to heaven so we could train together, and that's it. Zuxi dash, that place was like a Saiyan paradise, nothing but fighting going on constantly, and heaven was the same, just not as chaotic. Sage dash, that's good to know, but how did you guys get stronger while in hell? I thought only people in heaven could get stronger. Onan dash, I don't know, when he first arrived there it didn't matter how much we fought or trained, we wouldn't get any stronger. But a few months after you talked to us to our minds, our bodies glowed white, and then we were suddenly able to start getting stronger. Goku dash, oh yeah, almost forgot, when I talked to Supreme Kai, he told me after you guys meet for the first time, he changed your parents' soul from that of hell to the soul of heaven, although I have no idea what that means. He said it was his way of showing goodwill as you guys started off on a rocky start, but apparently he forgot to mention it to you or something. Well, with that long explanation over, I decided I should introduce my parents to the group that I usually interact with. Sage dash, since you guys will probably be staying for a day, I should introduce you guys to the people here. The small on the left is Krillin. Krillin dash, nice to meet you. Sage dash, the one standing next to him is Yamcha, and the one with the 3 eyes is Tien. Yamcha dash, yo, nice meeting you. Tien dash, it's quite nice to meet the ones that raised Sage. Sage dash, on the other side is Gohan, Android 18, and Videl, who seems quite scared of you guys. Gohan dash, you guys really are family, huh? 18 dash, a pleasure. Videl dash, I'm not scared. Sage dash, the big green dude is Piccolo, and last but not least is the Saiyan's favorite, Prince Vegeta. Piccolo dash, now I know how Sage got his personality. Vegeta dash, I've heard of you too from Father. After introducing them to everyone, Father introduced himself about as much as a Saiyan would, and Mother just acted like she always did. Onan dash, I'm Onan, father of Sage. Zuxi dash, hahaha, no wonder you reminded me of King Vegeta, let's fight, I've always had a bone to pick with that arrogant asshole. Vegeta dash, I'm not as weak as my father. Both Mother and Vegeta started powering up and looked like they were about to fight right now, but I intervened and stood in front of them, stopping it from getting too wild. Sage dash, stop it you two, we are at a tournament so you will get your chance to fight, so just wait a little bit. Vegeta dash, tch, fine. Zuxi dash, To think that you of all people Sage would be one to stop a fight, you've really changed. Sage dash, ha, time changes people Mother, and besides ever since my child was born, I've calmed down a little, I can't always be thinking of fighting anymore. Once I finished talking, I noticed Mother and Father both had shocked expressions on their faces. Onan dash, did I hear that correctly dear, Sage having a kid? Zuxi dash, we must have been hearing things. Sage dash, tsk, you heard me correctly, I have an amazing daughter named Mia, and she takes just after me, so that would make you 2 grandparents. Zuxi dash, so I'm a grandma. Onan dash, I got a granddaughter. After telling them about my daughter or their granddaughter Mia, they started pestering me about my experience once I left the planet we were stranded on. The other Z fighters seemed to be interested in my life before I meet up with them. Seeing that everyone seemed interested, I started by telling my life from the moment I was born. I started with me being born with a power level of 25,000, although that doesn't mean much now. Next I told them about my first time training with my mother and having my first ever life and death battle with that bear. Then I told them about my meeting with Nala, and how I fought with ice which resulted in me beating him and him destroying the planet, causing Nala and I to escape while my parents died. After that I told them about landing on a planet and quickly getting a spaceship and then traveling around the sector of the galaxy we were in for a few years. Then I talked about visiting the Galactic Patrol HQ and meeting Meruz, how I went to Planet Geyser and ended up killing all the frost demons as well as fighting King Cold. Next, I talked about fighting with Meruz and how Nala and I went journeying through the galaxy encountering many different things, and how many different beings I battled. After that, I finished by talking about how I arrived on planet Earth and my interactions with them. Once I finished my life story, no one said anything before Krillin asked something. Krillin so you're telling me that you were stranded on a planet filled with incredibly powerful beasts, and at the age of 4 you were already fighting them? But what I'm most surprised by is that Nala is actually a princess. Yamcha well that explains his wild nature. 18 that also explains why Nala has high etiquette. Zuxi ha, I knew you had a thing for that Nala girl. While everyone was in the middle of talking amongst themselves about the experience of my life, we were informed by an employee that the children's tournament was about to begin. Sage let's go and watch, I'm sure you would want to see Mia defeat Vegeta's child, mother. Zuxi ha, yes let's go and watch my granddaughter beat that boy's child. Onan let's go then, I want to see my granddaughter as well. Vegeta tch. With that, everyone left the rest area and made their way to the tournament arena. Once there we sat down on the bottom row of bleachers that are across from the stage where the battles will take place. After about a minute, Mr. Satan comes up to the stage and explains the rules to the audience as well as the prize for winning. Mr. Satan welcome everyone to the 25th World Martial Arts Tournament. I'm sure everyone here is ready to watch the amazing battles that will happen, but first I must discuss the rules and the prize for getting first place. There are only 3 rules. First rule, once knocked off the platform you have lost. Second rule, if you are unconscious or have been determined no longer able to fight by our referee you have lost. Third rule, as this is a martial arts tournament, and there are several different types of martial arts in the world, the moment you step onto the stage, anything goes. Now that I have finished explaining the rules, I shall introduce the prize for first place. First place will receive 25,000 zeni, and the chance to fight me, Mr. Satan. Now let's watch the children's tournament. Once Mr. Satan finished talking, the audience in the stadium went wild with cheers and screaming, Mr. Satan. Zuxi who would want to fight a weakling like him? Onan who knows, the universe is big, I'm sure there are people who like fighting weaklings. Sage the reason why people would like to fight him is that he's the champion of the last 2 tournaments, but you two need to stop comparing yourselves to these weak humans. After the crowd calmed down a little, a different announcer called up 2 contestants by their number. They were both children obviously, but they were weak even for humans, so I won't bother explaining it. Once the fight finished they called up another pair of contestants, and this continued for about 2 hours before they called my daughter's number. Hearing Mia's number got me a little excited and I wanted to watch my daughter obliterate all these pathetic fools. Announcer next contestants are number 43 and number 23, come up to the stage contestants. An older teenager walked up onto the stage, but I didn't care about him. What I wanted was to see my Mia, but after a minute we still didn't see her. Announcer contestant number 23, you have 1 minute to come onto the stage or you will count as a disqualification. After another minute of my daughter being a no-show, I got a little mad at her, because knowing her, she probably didn't want to fight a bunch of human children and most likely tried to find a way into the adult fight. How would I know? Well, that's something I would have done. Announcer as contestant number 23 has not stepped onto the stage in the given time, contestant number 43 shall win by disqualification. Sage Nala's probably going to blame me, and the worst part is I didn't even do anything. Speak of the devil, there she is, and she looks quite pissed. Watching Nala slither down the steps and smack away the employees guarding access to the bottom area, she makes it us in only a minute since Mia has been considered disqualified. Nala so tell me Sage, why has our Mia been disqualified from the tournament? Looking at Nala, who's currently smiling while staring at me with pupils dilated, her fangs showing, as well as her forked tongue flickering at me. Although I hate to admit it, every time I see Nala like this I get extremely aroused, and it makes me want to take her to our bedroom and spend a few days there. Sage I'm wondering the same thing as you. Nala what do you mean you don't know, you were the last one with her. Zuxi dash, yes Sage, why has my granddaughter, a Saiyan, not come for a fight? I didn't expect you to raise your daughter like this. Looking at how both my mother and my wife are standing next to each other, looking at me with anger annoyed me, but before I could even give them an answer, Nala got surprised by my parents' appearance. Nala dash, Mrs. Zuxi. Mr. Onan. What are you guys doing here? Never mind that, how are you guys even here? Aren't you guys dead? Onan dash, technically we are still dead, that's what these floating circles above our head represent. Saying that father points to his and my mother's floating golden halos before he answers the other question. Oh no dash, and the reason we are here is that Kakarot told us we would get to meet with our son again, and fight against other beings as powerful as him, and as Saiyans how could we ever say no to that? Zuxi dash, anyway forget about those things, tell me about my granddaughter. Once mother asked about Mia, Nala completely forget about why she was angry at me and sat down next to mother before she started describing Mia in extreme detail. While those two were talking among themselves, the announcer called up another set of numbers, and coincidentally, one of them was disqualified too. Announcer dash, as contestant number 13 has not stepped onto the stage in the given time, contestant number 31 shall win by disqualification. When the announcer finished talking, Vegeta stood up angry and started yelling. Vegeta dash, where the hell is Trunks? Does he think fighting is a joke? I'll show him a joke. Bulma had to come down as well, and cool off Vegeta before he tried blowing up the whole stadium, along with everyone inside of it. Then the announcer called another set of numbers, but as you could guess, one of them was disqualified again, and guess whose turn it was upset? Announcer dash, as contestant number 14 has not stepped onto the stage in the given time, contestant number 21 shall win by disqualification. Goku dash, why didn't Goten show up as well? Gohan dash, I don't know father, but it seems like mom is quite upset about it, so be careful. When Kakarot heard Gohan speak about Chi-Chi, he looked over to the left and saw her running right toward him fuming in anger. Once she got within range of Kakarot, she grabbed his ear and started yelling at him. Chi-Chi dash, where the hell is my Goten? You come back for one day and you can't even keep track of your own son. Ignoring them, I focus back on the tournament, and since none of our kids will be participating apparently, I'll just give you a rundown of the battles. Most of the fights were pretty lame, except for a semi-finals battle. That fight was quite intense for some humans, but it eventually had to end, and the winner was in quite a bad shape but he could still fight, so before the finals they were given a 10-minute rest break. The final fight was quite boring since the one dude was still injured and exhausted, the other contestant won, but that was only because the other one wasn't in peak condition. Announcer dash, congratulations to contest 9 for winning the children's tournament, as for the rewards, you shall receive them after fighting against Mr. Satan. Then it went just like how you thought it would. Contestant 9 fought against Mr. Satan, obviously he lost, but it seemed like Mr. Satan was trying to advise the child while they fought. When that was over, they took a picture while holding hands, and the kid was given the prize of 25,000 zeni before the announcer started speaking again. Announcer dash, now that those battles are out of the way, it's time for what everyone's been waiting for, the proper 25th World Martial Arts Tournament. Now we will have a 15-minute interlude before starting the tournament, so make sure you're ready, otherwise you'll miss out on incredible battles. After he said that, we all went back to the resting area for the participants and started getting ready for the upcoming fights. While I was minding my own business, Gohan came up to me and secretly asked me about my instincts. Gohan dash, hey Sage, nothing has happened yet, so are you sure something bad will happen? Sage dash, are you doubting my instincts? But sadly something dangerous is going to happen today, I can feel it, it'll happen soon, so just make sure you're ready, because it won't be as simple as fighting Cell. Seeing him nod seriously at my comment, we continue chatting for a little bit before he leaves, to go talk to other people. Sage, I just hope we're ready enough for whatever will come. Underscore underscore underscore. Underscore underscore underscore. Somewhere so far away that not even time is present, exists a large rock floating in space, but on the rock is a castle, and deeper into the castle is a lab underneath. Inside the lab are several pods of floating bodies, from various species, but the ones that are the most obvious are the Saiyan, Namekian, Frost Demon, and human species. But going even deeper inside the lab you'll find 2 people, 1 man, and 1 woman, currently looking through a crystal ball that's showing a video of the current situation of our MC. Tawa dash, no wonder why 21 still hasn't destroyed that timeline, to think even after blocking the sight of Cronoa from seeing into that universe's future, my plan would still fail, and all because of someone that's not supposed to exist. Tawa dash, but luckily I managed to get in contact with the me in that timeline, otherwise I would have been completely clueless about this, Sage. But what's confusing me is how can I not see this man's past or future self? It's like he only exists in that exact moment, and even searching through the other timelines I've never heard of any Saiyan named Sage. What do you think, Mira? The beautiful blue female demon with white hair, wearing black and blue spandex, asks the male demon with white hair wearing a red and white shirt and a long black skirt. Mira dash, it doesn't matter much to me, this could even be an opportunity for us to gain an ally, but that seems unlikely considering how he is interacting with the Z fighters. I suggest sending me there to personally take care of this Saiyan before something unexpected happens, or before the Time Patrollers manage to recruit him into their ranks. After he said that, he went quiet and waited for the women to give him directions. Several seconds later Tawa agreed to his request, but made sure to give him something in case things went bad. Tawa dash, that does sound like the best plan. I'll try my best to keep you out of Cronoa's sight, but I won't be able to do it for long, so make sure you're quick. Also before you go, take this with you. After a long time of collecting time rings and infusing an insane amount of space magic into them, I've managed to create a void bomb that will allow you to send someone outside of time and space. But do be warned, it is merely a prototype of an idea I had, so make sure you're far away, lest you get caught up in it. As Mira reaches his hand out to grab the purple glowing sphere from Tawa's hand, he carefully sets it in his personal pocket dimension, before bidding farewell to Tawa, heading off to confront this new Saiyan. Mira dash, it shall be done soon, just await my return. After that, a rift opened in front of Mira, and after he stepped through, it disappeared along with any traces of Mira. If you want to support me, check out my Patreon at https://www.patreon.com/Kaioshin. I tend to polls that decide important plot stuff in my P at Trian. Many thanks to my awesome patrons. Yamatancho, Yuki, Search 1301. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be here until next time.